The escape. In 1640, John Punch was a black man working as an indentured servant on a tobacco farm owned by Hugh Gwynn in Virginia. Fed up with his working conditions, Punch conspired with two white indentured servants, a Scotsman named James Gregory and a Dutchman named Victor. The three men successfully escaped the farm and fled north to Maryland. They were quickly tracked down, captured, and brought back to Jamestown to face trial before the Virginia Governor's Council, which served as the colonial highest court. The disproportionate verdict. On July 9, 1640, the court handed down a verdict that split the punishments strictly along racial lines. The two white servants, both men, were ordered to receive 30 lashes. Their labor contract was extended by an extra 4 years, 1 year to their master and 3 years to the colony. Crucially, they remained indentured servants with a guaranteed date of future freedom. John Punch was also sentenced to 30 lashes. However, instead of adding years to his contract, the court ordered him to serve his said master or his assigned for the time of his natural life here or elsewhere. Why this case matters. Birthed of legal slavery while unwritten customs of lifelong servitude already existed, Punch became the first documented slave for life under colonial law. The invention of racial hierarchies, I can never say that word, this ruling was the first time the Virginia court system explicitly penalized an African servant more harshly than European servants for the exact same offense. It sets a dangerous precedent that the skin color dictate human rights. So, this is important too. Modern genealogical twist. In 2012, DNA and historical research conducted by Ancestry.com revealed that John Punch is a direct maternal ancestor of President Barack Obama. Punch's children, with a free white woman, were born free, changed their surname to Bunch, and eventually integrated into white colonial society. Now, I also went through, I'm going to go ahead and cut here. I also went through and looked up the other laws for the other colonies. And I'm not going to get into all that, but I do want to read this. The connection between the colonial era and today's systemic racism lies in the intentional design of law to protect economic interests by dividing people by race. Systemic racism is not merely a collection of personal prejudices. It describes how societal institutions such as the legal system, wealth distribution, and law enforcement perpetuate racial disparities. The 17th century colonial courts and legislatures created the foundational blueprint for these disparities. Well, and it goes on and on. But y'all, I wanted to read that because I want y'all to see, I wanted to give y'all an example, a picture of what is going on today. It is the same thing. It's the same demon. You're just trying to do it in another slick slide way. And they've been working on this thing for years, decades even. I mean, when you think about it, how did the door get open? They're saying it's because they want to move. Again, they're saying they want to move the illegals, but that's not it. Bush opened the door for the illegals so that Trump could come behind him and say, we need to move this amendment so we can get the illegals out of here and keep them out of here. And he mean for the whole amendment, the entire amendment. Because if it was just to remove the illegals, he would have said we need to make some kind of change in the 14th Amendment. But he said he wanted moved away. Him and all of his minions, as you saw the baby, I let her talk, showed y'all her little segment there in the beginning, letting you guys see that it's not just Trump. All his minions, they're all working together. It's their little group. I don't know what they call itself anymore. I mean, it's not the KKK, even though KKK still exists, but they also have new names like Illuminati's and all these other different names. It ain't just white folk. It's some ignorant black folk involved in it too that don't know no better, don't understand until they don't. Sometimes people don't understand until the devil smack them. Then when the devil smack them, then they come to their senses. But it's always too late. It ain't when it comes down to people like that. It ain't almost too late. It is always late. Not always too late, but always maybe too late, or I made it just in time. No, it's oops, you're done. You messed up. Are you following what I'm saying? Y'all, I love y'all with the love of Christ. And as I said, I just wanted to get this in there. I don't know why my video stopped the last video, but I had to come back and finish what I was saying. There is a distinction between the two. And I pray that y'all see it. You guys have got to fight. You got to fight. I'm doing what I can do over here. But I have power with the Lord. And that's all the power you need. But he also wants you to fight in the earth. So I do what I do over here. I'm here to help. But hallelujah. But those of you that have money, and those of you that have money, and those of you that have power, and you trust in the Lord, and whether you trust in the Lord or not, you see what's going on, and you know it's wrong. Get busy, because if he get this through, if he get the Supreme Court to overturn the 14th Amendment, which I pray that he don't. For my spirit, no, he's not. But just in case, y'all, if he get this 14th Amendment overturned, America would never be the same. It would never be the same. It would never, ever be the same. It would be so different till this America would never even be remembered after so long. And y'all, this is not what we want. This is not what the forefathers want. Okay? So with that being said, again, I love y'all with the love of Christ. And it's sad to see that slavery, this whole racial divide thing started in 1640. 1640. See, it don't, and it's still being carried on. Still today. Now y'all know that every racial person in this world, it didn't just happen to them overnight or something happened to them. They are racially, their forefathers is racial. Is racist. It carried on down through the line on them too. But it can be changed. There have been a few people, I think it was just women though. It might have been a man or two, but the ones I heard were women that said that they were taught to be racist, but they were able to reverse that racism, and they admit that it's a demon, and they were able to get that racism out of them, and now they living happily and intermingling with all races and loving every moment of it. I hope I explained this thing in a way that everyone can understand, that which the Lord has been showing me, because this is very important. And y'all need to understand there is other things where different things pop out, especially when they start making these bills, wanting to change things in the law, making new bills and things like that and laws. We need to look at those things, and we need to pay attention to those things. And we need to really wrap our mind around that thing with the wisdom of God, because the devil is very cunning and he's very crafty. See, I don't know if some people, it is probably very few, is able to correlate the things from the beginning of slavery to now. You understand what I'm saying? And it was the Lord that opened my eyes to it. It's the same devil, the same demon. They're doing the same thing. The same thing. So even all the way back then, black people got a different sentence than white people get now. I mean, then, black people got a harsher sentence than white people. And right now today, black people get a harsher sentence than white people. Same thing. Same thing. White folk, they ignored the law and they did what they wanted to do, and then they made their own law when they got somebody in office in the political world. They made their own law. Today, same thing. They're ignoring the laws and they doing what the hell they want to do. And they got people in the political office and political places where they can make these things happen legally. Pay attention. Same thing. Again, we can fight because we know. We can fight because we have the mental capacity of fighting. You have to find the money, and you also have the people in the political places that can fight this thing and win successfully. Now, with that being said, I think I'm done. I love y'all with the love of Christ. And until next time, peace, stay blessed.